Illinois Athletics, chance to celebrate Women's History Month in March. We're upon it, which is exciting. Let's talk about the why behind that. Like, as I look at it, I think about where we started in the fight, literally, for equity for women, historically, which is beginning of time, and where we are today. Obviously, we've evolved in lots of ways. Equity has come forward in many ways, and yet we also know there is a road to go. As you all think about it, where does it sit for you?
I think celebrating Women's History Month in DIA is really important for us because it gives us an opportunity to acknowledge where we've been, to also understand what's still needed to be able to take steps forward to provide equity, right, and equality towards women's opportunities. And so I also think that it aligns, when we look at Unify, Develop, Inspire, Achieve, it aligns really with our mission and centers us in everything that we do. And so I just think it's another step towards that alignment and acknowledgement of the history as well as the future.
I agree. I think you think back to the Title IX summit we did to celebrate the 50th anniversary of that law's passage, and it's really important for our student athletes today, who I look across our campus and the athletics landscape in particular, and I see a program that I'm really proud of, but I know there's a lot more room to grow. I think our student athletes, the history element is critical. They need to understand this isn't how it's always been, and have appreciation for the people who have come before them, the path that they've journeyed along to bring us to where we are today. And then also I think that helps them feel some responsibility to continue to progress women's athletics, and certainly in the realm that we're operating within, to benefit the next generation as well.
Yeah, I think about, too, just not only how we message our student athletes, but to our mission statement, how we message our staff, right? Because ultimately this isn't just happening through them, it's ultimately happening through us with them in terms of that collaboration and that intentionality. And while there are lots of firsts occurring across this country and world related to women in sport and equity for women in many areas, whether that's, trying to balance that pay gap, right, or other just work opportunities when you think about Fortune 500 companies and women in leadership roles and CEOs. Those are pieces that we all play a real critical role in the work that we do, and that matters significantly.
Josh, what you said about the responsibility to understand who came before us, right, and understanding that it's not always been this way. I think about my opportunity to sit in this role, right, and my opportunity to sit around an executive staff table and have a seat at the table, but also have a voice at the table. And I think it's really important from a staff standpoint to understand the dynamics just within our organization as well, and within our industry.
I agree. I think it's critical in leadership roles that the leadership reflects the constituents that they're representing, and for our student athletes to be able to see someone like you who are working actively every day in very prominent roles in our department to advance not only their opportunities, but the opportunities for all of our student athletes, I think is really critical and key to our overall strategy.